Hello guys, what's up? So for today's video, we are going to be doing the weekly check-in for the last week of May, which is from the 24th to the 31st. So I'm also sorry this video is going up kind of later in the day. I did have some stuff going on earlier, and I do film and upload these typically same day, so sorry that it's not as early as I intended. But if you did not already know, I do track my expenses in my micro happy notes. There's always a link to this in the description down below. I purchased mine off of Amazon, but they also sell them at Michael's and on the actual Happy Planner website. So if you want to go ahead and purchase one of these, that's where you can find them. All of the expense tabs as well as no spend stickers are from my Etsy shop, which is linked down below, and I do have a 20% off coupon code for you guys. I got the idea from Jordan Ruiz, or the Planning Dancer, so go ahead and check out her YouTube channel if you do not already watch her. But let's go ahead and just kind of dive right in. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is write in the budgeted amounts. So for food, I began with $5 because I did not stuff this a second time. Groceries started with $0. Personal started with $11. And personal includes, I think it's 4 different categories. Let's just go ahead and double check. Personal includes my personal one, YouTube, clothing, and beauty, which means my envelope labeled personal may be empty, but the rest of that $11 could be in anywhere of those other envelopes. So I'm not going to check that because I do trust it. And sinking funds, I never really write the budgeted amount, which that's going to be changing in my June spread because I did include transaction logs just to make this whole process easier. I think I will still have these here. But I'm actually not completely sure, so we'll figure that out when next month comes. But that's what we're going to do for right now, so let's go ahead and skip back over into our monthly view and start placing these stickers. Okay, so let's start with the 24th through the 27th. So if I flip my pages to my expenses, I mark the date as well as what it was and how much. So it's going to be kind of off to the side over here. So the first expense we had was actually on the 26th, and it was for electronics. I did zero out my electronic sinking fund, and let me just explain why I did that. So if you see any of my other videos, you would know that I said my electronic sinking fund was to save up for a new iPhone. However, I had also been wanting AirPods or just any sort of headphones for the longest time because I do not own a pair, or like I did not own one. So AirPods are not $65, but I had been DoorDashing and the amount matched this one, or like the rest of what I needed. So I decided to make the decision and buy myself AirPods. My mom, when I told her that I made the purchase, she said she was going to buy them for me so that she would give me half of the amount, which she doesn't need to because I can afford it on my own. But if she insists, I'm obviously not going to turn that down. But I did have enough, don't worry. This is just how much I took from my actual sinking fund. I'm going to try to not do that again and make sure the fund has all of the money before buying it. It's just I knew I was getting that DoorDash money. There was no way I would lose it, which is why I made that decision, but that is totally okay. So the next expense we have is all the way to on the 28th, and here I did get some canes. So nothing from Canes is really $5, but my boyfriend paid the rest of it. I just pitched in whatever was left in my envelope, and then he covered the balance. So that's why I had a $5 expense at Canes. And then lastly, on the 29th, we did spend some money from another sinking fund. So we took it from the gifts and Christmas. I spent $10 because my niece did graduate 5th grade, so I wanted to go ahead and just give her something. I just didn't have time to go purchase an item, and I didn't feel the need to because she likes to buy things on Amazon with my sister's account. So I did just get $10 out of my gifts. So I want to explain something super quick. I am going to be adjusting my sinking funds. Yet again, I did purchase some of the Ziploc envelopes from Amazon, so I am going to be splitting the gifts in Christmas because For example, Father's Day is coming up and Mother's Day passed, but I'm trying to build my actual Christmas fund, so it's kind of pointless to me if they're together and I'm constantly pulling from it. So I'm going to be separating those two as well as adding an additional sinking fund. But those are all the expenses that we actually had this week, so that's not bad at all. So let's go ahead and put no spend days. I don't have stickers small enough to fit over here, which I didn't even think about it. So I'm just gonna write no spend super quick on both of these because I did not have any expenses on either of these days. So that looks like absolutely terrible, but I don't really care, you know, it's just so I know that I didn't spend anything on those days. I'm also in the middle of making myself payday stickers just so I can have them when I do start actually working my job. Oh, that's not a no spend day, what the heck. Just because I feel like it'd be good to recognize those days and see which days I actually get paid on. Just because it'll, I don't know, and then it also just makes the planner a lot cuter, but it lets me see patterns like, oh, I get paid on, I don't know, Thursday, and by Friday all my money's gone, you know? Like, I would just like to really know, and then it lets me plan out my videos a lot better, like when exactly I want to stuff after getting paid, whether it's the same day or a couple of days later. So yeah, I'm in the process because the first ones that I made, I didn't really like the way they came out, so I obviously don't want to use them if I don't like them. I'm going to use my Zebra mild liners. Is this supposed to say midliners? I don't know. These are also linked down below if you want to pick them up. I'm going to use these to highlight my no spends. So now let's go ahead and go back over to the weekly check-in spread and fill in our numbers. I do also need to close out my sinking funds for this month. So I guess we can do that in this video too, just because why not? We're already here. So as for spent, we spent $5 of the food money, which was the rest of it, which is good because I don't know what I would do if I had some left over. So groceries, again, I didn't even have anything to spend. I didn't make any personal expenses, which means I should have the full 11 left over. And sinking funds, again, I did spend from several categories, which makes this difficult for me. So I spent $65 on the 26th and $10. So $75 from sinking funds in total. So let's put that here. And again, I'm just going to leave that blank because I don't know exactly what to put. So that's all for the weekly check-in, but we're going to go ahead and go over to our sinking funds and close those out. So car maintenance, we had spent that $20 for my AC to get recharged. Electronics, we bottomed out and spent all $65. And then for gifts and Christmas, we spent $10. So I'm going to go ahead and just put lines through everything else because we didn't spend anything from those. And over here, since I didn't have a transaction log for this month, this is where I like to put what I spent it on. So here I'm going to put AC recharge. Sorry I'm not writing pretty. I'm really sorry. And then Kira. Okay. So now I'm just going to get those envelopes out. That way I can absolutely be sure that they're correct. But before I actually pull them out, I want to talk a little bit about this. So I did get this from Target in their dollar section. It was under like a traveler's like carrying case. But I keep my boyfriend's sinking funds on this side. In this first flap I have my savings envelope. And then back here I have all of my other sinking funds, which I will pull out in a second again so we can count that. But right now I'm going to fast forward through this part, but I'm just going to fill in all of the amounts where, I'm going to fill in all of the amounts where I didn't spend anything because those are obviously going to stay the same. Okay, so now that I wrote what the total finishing amounts should be, we're going to double check, like I said, the sinking funds that I did spend money from, just because I want to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. So first we're going to count the car maintenance envelope, which should have $10 left. So car maintenance, yes, it does have $10 left, so good, I did that correctly. Next we have to go all the way down to electronics, which I know is correct because there's no way I would miss that. So it is completely empty. And now lastly we have to go to gifts and Christmas, which is right here. If you're wondering where all of these are, some of them like student loans and Disney are up here, and then others I did add, which I don't think I've explained yet because they're in my June spread, they weren't in May. So for gifts and Christmas we should have $45, so 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. So that is also correct. We do have the right amount in there. That's exciting. But again, I'm going to separate these two, like gifts and Christmas, into their own, which I don't exactly know how I'm supposed to split up $45, but I think on my spreads, at least for June, since I already set it up, I have to keep gifts and Christmas in the same line. So I'll probably give them something that I can divide equally, and then when July comes around, they'll be completely separate. Okay guys, so that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed this weekly check-in. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you guys don't miss any other videos. I have no idea when my next stuffing will be, just because any income that I will be stuffing will be coming from my new job now, which I haven't even started working yet because I need to have orientation and my drug test results and stuff need to come back. So when and if I can stuff, I definitely will. I'll try to DoorDash just so I have something even for like my food and groceries, personal. So anyway, love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.